Today, we're going to talk about the green boot principle. Crazy, but everything I do is a little crazy. You guys know that. Anyway, if you see me walking around town, or especially if I'm dressed for church or something like that, like this ring or whatever, you might think, oh, Texas has everything together and she must spend a lot of money on I don't. I go to Goodwill. I get a lot of hand-me-downs from people. I don't have money to do those kind of things, but I do love that kind of stuff. I do. Because I was on drugs for so long, the only real jobs I've had in my life, I am a cosmetologist, and so I worked in the beauty industry. I was a makeup artist for Lancome. I sold Mary Kay. I've worked in a few restaurants, but when I was in high school, my dream was to grow up and be a fashion merchandiser. I learned that there were people that buy clothing for stores to sell, and I thought, oh man, that's a job I want. So this is a passion of mine. It is something that I love. And so, like if you've ever seen me carrying this purse, this is a gorgeous Dooney & Burke purse, which probably retails for, I don't know, $300 or better. There's a website called I Love My Dooney, and my sister-in-law needed a new purse, and I went there and I found it, and it was like $140 or something, and my brother bought it for her. And about 8 months later, she was like, I hate this purse. I've gotten more compliments on it. Everybody loves it, but the opening is weird and there's pot. She goes, I just hate it. It drives me nuts. So she said, so I want to give it to you. So I'm like, what? So I'm going to use it today. See how good it goes with my outfit. Anyway, I can't afford that kind of purse, but I have one. And so I carry it with pride. But once a year, I try to save my money to get a new purse. I carry my purse everywhere. It has to be functional, and I want it to be a nice one. Okay, well, this is a Kate Spade purse. This is your fashion week. This is a Kate Spade purse. They're extremely expensive. This thing retails for $365, I think the price tag says on it. Okay, well, I found it on Amazon. I guess it was from last year or something. I don't know. I found it on Amazon for $90. So I had saved, $100 is what I generally save all year long, $5, $10, so that I can get my purse. And I try to always make sure they're under $100. And so I got that purse for $90. It came in a brown color, but I already have a brown purse. So I was like, I don't know about this green, if it's going to go with things. Used to be that your purse and your shoes were supposed to match. Now they say it doesn't matter if they match. And so, because I'm an old school person, it's hard for me to. So I was like, man, what am I going to do with a green purse? It's kind of crazy, right? But the other one that was in brown was so much like a purse that I already have, and I do not want two brown purses because then I can't decide which one to use. And that's a lot of money to spend on something you already have. And so I got the green purse. I love the green purse. It's so functional. Everything about it. I'm really picky about the length of the strap and the pockets and all that stuff. And so I love the purse. So later, 2 days later, I have a friend who gives me bags of clothes when cleans out her closet, once every couple years or something. And so I was going through it, and she does not wear my size shoe. She does wear, and she doesn't wear my size pants, but she wears my size shirts and things. And all the other things I get from her, I make sure they go to people who are in need of those things. It's just something I do in my ministry. Anyway, so I get it, and I pull out this. I'm like, what? that boot matches my new purse perfectly. And then I'm like, don't get too excited because she doesn't wear your size shoe. I put the shoe on and it fit me perfectly. And I'm like, wow. And then I just started thanking God for my life, that I have people that give me hand-me-downs, that I am wise enough to save money, that I found the purse on sale. All those things to me are things that God did and God for me and allowed to happen for me. And to me, because it matters that my shoes match my purse sometimes, even though that isn't, important, it matters to God. And because it matters to me. No, God's not going to change his principles, his laws, his way of functioning. He is not going to say, oh, you want that? Here. If it goes against what he knows is best for you, that does not mean that how you feel does not matter to God. It does matter to God. Many times, he says, oh, darling, that is not good for you. And you can't have that. And I'm sorry that you want that so bad, but it's not going to work out. You know what I mean? Because he's going to do what's best. He's going to do what aligns with his will and his way first, always, because he's perfect. But he does care how you feel. I remember growing up in church and thinking, God has this elaborate plan that has to come together. And so if your feelings get in the way of that, sorry for your luck, he's just going to walk right over you. But I've learned in my relationship with God that that's not how he works. That's not how he operates. He is in charge, but he is not in control. And you make the decisions that get you in alignment with what God wants for you. But he does care how you feel. He cares so much how you feel that if your heart is in a place where you want nothing more than to be pleasing and honoring to God, he'll do wonderful little things for you that don't seem to matter to anybody else, but matter to you. That is the green boot. That is the green boot principle. So live by that. Make yourself the kind of person who wants what God wants so much that he shows up and does miraculous things that matter to you. Okay? Have a good week. It's important that we have a reason to wake up every day. It's amazing. I've experienced it, and so can you. Take your feelings to him. He's good. You can do it. It'll make a difference.